most of you know that I've spent a lot of years with the Los Angeles Police Department. 28
What is
to
the
be.
time of the speech, Bob?
What?
Time of
What's the
speech.
time of your speech?
The time.
Oh, the title of my speech.
Time. And time.
Do I have to have a title? No, it's
Title and time.
the title of the speech is "The Worst Talk I Ever Heard." And I've heard some bad ones, but anyway.
What's the time?
So that was the title of the talk. Then back to the Los Angeles Police Department.
5 to 7 is the time.
What?
5 to 7 minutes.
The
I'm
time
sorry,
is 5 to 7. 5 to 7 minutes is the time for Ken. He needs to know.
I got that. Is there anything else I need to know?
No. I just wanted to tell Ken
Ken
because
was asking.
he has to know in order to give you the green light.
Okay. Can we start now?
Yes.
Yes.
Start over.
All right. I joined there in 1966 and had a relatively successful career along the way, and ultimately got promoted to captain and took over a patrol division that had about 300 people assigned to it, which was a much larger leadership role than I had. And as luck would have it, I took into the office the first day on a Monday, and luck would have it, there was a training day that was already scheduled for the Friday coming up, and they asked me obviously to make a few remarks and introduce myself, and I did. Gave what I thought was a pretty good rally around the flag kind of thing. There were maybe 150 people there, and it was in a gymnasium at the police academy with folding chairs set up, and so it wasn't a high budget to be sure. And most of them police officer rank sergeants, and I had, like I said, what I thought was a good pep talk. And I was on a riser, not one of these 2.5 feet off the ground thing, and talking to this assembled people. It was a gymnasium, actually. And as I walked off and my foot hit the first step, a police officer in full uniform in the front row says, "That's the worst talk I ever heard." And I'm thinking, geez, I just got here. Cut me some slack, pal. And I'm cool. I'm going to let it slide like I didn't hear it. And then he says it again, clearly loud enough for me to hear. "Worst talk I ever heard." And now all of a sudden, all the management and leadership books that I'd ever read in my life are flashing before my eyes, like good books like Leadership Styles of Attila the Hun. And one of the things that, like a neon sign in my brain, it said, "Never let challenges to your authority in public go unanswered." I said, that's a good rule. I'm going to use that one right now. And I walked over, heading over to get a piece of this guy's tuchus when the lieutenant who knew us both saw it unfolding, and he quick grabbed me, put my arm around me and walked me off. I said, no. I said, "Don't go over there." I said, "That guy's an idiot. He has not had one original thought in years. He's just repeating what everybody else said." And I did learn later on, because I needed to know what happened. I knew I'd been broadsided a little bit. And it turned out that he was right, because I hadn't prepared for it. I hadn't taken into account who the audience was. And it was just party line kind of stuff that they've heard 1,000 times. And I really bored them. And I think I've improved my speaking skills a little bit since then. Fast forward 25 years to 2011. And I was now working for a private security consulting firm, and I was requested to give a keynote speech for a group of mothers of murdered children. And I don't know, I haven't had that experience. I've had some loss in my life along the way, but I thought, well, okay, I'll wing it. I just wanted to let them know that I did not have that specific experience. So I planned it, but I've learned a few lessons along the way, and one of them was, of course, to know your audience. So I called some of the local chapters and say, could I come sit in on one of your meetings, and so I get a feel for what the thing will be all about. And as I listened to them, asked, and it's a good idea, by the way, to learn about your audience. And one of the questions that I would ask is there any things I should stay away from? Any little internal things like don't make fun of the CEO's toupee, little stuff like that. And no hesitation at all, I was told that the three things they did not want to hear anything about was closure, forgiveness, and religion. men want to hear that because that's all they ever hear when they go to conventions is God's going to save you and any number of other things. And so I worked that into my opening because when I got there, and in the interim, before I got there, my wife passed away. So now I've got some real life experience to, talk to them about. And so I thought I was ready for this, and I got up and said, I don't know about having a child murdered, but I know some recent loss, and I think I can talk about it, and I'll be doing more in a workshop. So I laid all that out, and I said, but I do know this for sure. I said, 3 things I'm not going to talk about are closure, forgiveness, and religion. And I got a standing ovation. The whole audience, about 400 people, on their boat, clapping like crazy, thank God we're not going to hear about those things again. So we've come full circle to, not knowing the audience, to knowing the audience. And I leave you with that message that check out your audience and make sure that you understand it. And I'm done. Thank you.